Hello everybody and welcome back to 7 Days to Die with me, Lady Shelab, and the great and wonderful Aavak over there.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful 1st of December.
Yeah, it's Advent now.
Ah, poop.
You look like you have thigh-high boots on, it's hilarious.
I've got food poisoning as well, I've got. Damn it all.
Right, we need to put this chemistry station down somewhere.
Marvellous. How about...
That I have made.
Actually, it's a fairly large structure, the chemistry station. It's like 3 by 2. What we could do is get rid of this bookshelf over here and have a chemistry station in this location.
Oh yeah, that would fit quite nicely.
It's a 3 by... Yeah, it's a 3 by 2. By 1.
Oh, why won't you go against the wall?
Oh, is it something like these?
I might need to left click to turn it around. Well, how does it go?
Probably these, maybe? Let's get those out of the way, perhaps. And then these. Yeah, it'll be these. They're almost... Because they're on the wall, and thus they're probably obscuring it partly. Let me get rid of them completely. Right. They do add a lot to the look of a place, but they are super finicky when placing things. Because, for all intents and purposes, they're full blocks as far as the placement of objects is concerned.
Ah, right, I see,
There we go. That should help.
Indeed. It did. Wonderful! Now we can make awesome McSauce cheapo gunpowder and I think cheapo glue.
Fantastic. I approve of this.
Considering how much blinking duct tape we need.
Yeah.
It would be a very good thing.
Right, I've got a bunch of meat being made.
Wonderful.
Do we have anything else we really want to work on? I don't think so. I think we're generally fairly happy with what we've got. But I'm slowly restoring my food right now. Also, make sure you take a decent amount of tea. So, in the last episode, yes, there's red tea. There should be red tea anyway. I mean,
yeah, there is.
Hopefully,
it's wonderful.
In the was it last episode that you finished work on your mini bike, Shelab?
I think it might have been all the episode before. It was episode 10. I think we're on 12 now, aren't we?
No, we're on day 11. So. Episode per day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look up at the timer.
Last episode then.
There you go.
Because we had a horde-night on day 9, and then I made the mini-bike the day after.
That is quite correct. So, at this point, we could quite happily start running quests. However, on that note, I'm thinking it may be worth our while to... We're going to need more than that. There we go. To work on the horde base. And the reason for that is that although I'm fairly certain it is the horde can appear 7 days plus or minus 2 from the last horde night, it could be that the horde night occurs on every 7th calendar day and can drift by 2. So the horde night could, in the worst case scenario, be as early as day 12, so tomorrow. But I think that reasonably speaking, the earliest it could possibly occur is day 14 for us at this point. But you never can be too certain. So probably does make sense if we head out and set up a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, I've got some cobblestone rocks going in my inventory.
Okay.
In my handcrafting. And I am going to start by just picking the roof out of the horde base and reinforcing it.
Rightio, that sounds like a plan. What I will do
over here
is I'm going to quickly gather up a bunch of clay soil. Because it does seem like you may have grabbed all of that.
Sorry, yeah, I did steal all of it.
No problem
at all. If you want
some,
how much do you need?
No, it's okay. What I'll do is I'll go and gather some more. Remember, you've got your bike as well, so don't leave that too far behind. But I'm going to just dig up some clay soil from around abouts. Is this clay or sand over here? I'm not sure. Well, I guess we'll find out very quickly. It's mostly sand. So we'll leave that there. But I'm going to gather up some clay, and then I am going to make some farm tiles. And with the leftover clay, I'm going to set up a bunch of cobblestones to start making on the workbench so that I'm free to do other things for a while.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my hunger bar is kind of messed up because of all of the food poisoning. That is a crippling mechanic sometimes.
Yeah, food poisoning is nasty.
Especially when you're
Especially
working...
when you don't have food.
Well, it's not... Well, I mean, yeah. That is a very good point. When you have no food and you just vomited the last of it up...
You have nothing to replace it with, it's very bad.
Pretty bad times for you. But it's actually kind of a rough situation in a similar situation to what you were just describing, but when the only food you have has got low nutritional value. So the best food we have right now is grilled meat, which only has a nutritional value of 10. So if you vomit up, like, 30's worth of food, because I don't think it takes you lower than 30 on your food bar. So if you were at 60 and you vomit everything up, then that's 3 more grilled meats that you need to eat.
Yeah.
But if you were at full, then that could be 90 grilled meat. 9 grilled meats worth of food you just lost, and that's actually quite a lot. A full stack of meat, which is 125, will make 25.
Oh. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Sorry, I just walked on my own spike while I was trying to do building. Because I'm stupid.
This is certainly not something that I am unfamiliar with.
Apologies for that. Oh, now I've glitched into the floor. Oh, good.
Do you need help?
Well done, me. Help!
Yes, really? I'm on my way back.
I might need digging out. Do you remember when you got stuck
Yeah, no,
in the
that's
ground?
exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, probably going to need me to dig you out.
You needed digging out.
Yep.
I think I might need you to dig me out.
It's okay. I shall be there very, very soon. I do need to turn you down a little bit, just on my headset though, so that's
I'm
fine.
just gonna see if I can dig or anything like that to get myself out of here.
I couldn't.
But it's a level floor. I don't understand.
I have no idea, but I'm on my way in just a moment. I just need to grab some of the grilled meat so that I can actually have some stamina with which to dig you out. Right. On my way now. Oh, really? Spider? I disapprove of this.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. You're now walking.
Okay. It let me out. Yay.
Oh.
Now there's a hole in the floor, but it let me out.
Very well.
After a little bit of very weird stuff going on.
Well, I mean, you were in the ground, so weird stuff going on is kind of par for the course at that point, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that was a fun start. All I was trying to do is add some blocks to the ceiling. But,
I'm gonna head back around to the little spot I was digging at. I like to try and no, don't say sorry. It's not a problem at all. I like to try and dig from a little bit away from where we live, because having loads of newbie pits is funny, but it genuinely can be a pain. So I'm just going to be leveling this out only 1 tile deep. So it's going to be a very, very large pit, but a shallow one, rather than a very small pit that once you fall in, you're kind of stuck.
Yes.
Again, as funny as they may be. There we go. Do need to keep eating though.
So guys, there's going to be lots of looking at the ceiling in this episode, I'm afraid.
Well, what we could do is work on the entryway and try to define how we're going to fix that. Now,
yeah,
my advice would be to immediately fill in all of the tunnels that the zombies dug with flagstone or better. I think you can actually make big rocks. Let me have a look at that. Small stone bundle. No, small stone. You can make... Using many recipes, including stone axes, campfires. Well, no, you can get small stones. There used to be a tile type that you could make that was stone. Like a terrain type.
Yeah, like how you could make dirt to fill in dirt bits. And
Yeah.
things.
These now look very different. Interesting. It may actually be the... instead of flagstone block, it may actually be small stone. You make that on an anvil with 5 small stone. Interesting.
Oh.
Or rather not an anvil, but in a forge, I guess. Either way, though, you can just fill them up with cobble. But you are going to want to use some sort of terrain tile for the very end sections to create a smooth transition. Because if you have like a tile, because of the way that terrain can deform, when you replace it with just a block, it can create a sort of jagged lip that may allow the zombies to stand on it rather than just continue kind of sliding off the mountain face. Which is ideally what we want to encourage.
Replace it as naturally as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, one thing I'm thinking here is, as I'm replacing the kind of ceiling, there is going to be a block that I won't be able to reach to upgrade.
How so?
In that, it's kind of it's a square, and the corner block, once I filled in the ceiling, I won't be able to reach it to upgrade it.
Upgrade the block first before you fill in the rest of it.
Yeah, but obviously I can't upgrade it yet to sort of concrete or anything like that.
Oh, no, cobblestone is fine. Cobblestone is fine, I would say. Generally speaking, if the walls are being destroyed, and the ceiling specifically, I mean, the walls to a certain extent, they're going to take damage, but the ceiling really shouldn't be taking damage. So you don't need to worry as much about not being able to reach every block of that, because if they're burrowing through there, then the design of the horde base is lending itself to them burrowing, which would be a failure condition for me.
Which we are trying we're trying to find the reasons why they might burrow and stop them.
Yeah, now, I'm fairly certain that the original reason was because I very foolishly left that lip of wood. And so they landed on the lip and then just turned and started digging. If that hadn't been there, they would have simply fallen all the way down into the entryway and then continued to wander on forward through the horde. Through the
it might also have had
traps.
Something to do with the spikes that were put down.
I suspect it had a lot more to do with the fact that they landed on that lip. Because the zombies pathfinding will consider things like how much work it's going to take to burrow versus rock versus wood. And it should have
just come back to get the nail gun.
Elected to burrow through the wooden spikes over the stone and the dirt that it required to dig through in order to get to us. So with that in mind, I think what was happening there is that a drop of over 3, or perhaps 3 exactly, is large enough for the zombies pathfinding not to consider that a viable route.
Yeah.
Because they won't actively drop off a bridge. Like if you dig a trench, I don't know, maybe 10 tiles deep or something like that, they don't usually walk off that if there's a valid path to you.
Yeah.
And that valid path could include digging to you. They will sometimes just plummet, though, if there's literally no other thing that they can do. But we'll have to see. We will have to see. I think I've gotten enough clay dirt here that I should be able to get a decent amount of cobblestone rocks made. Here's my bike. Nope, that's a cotton plant. Very different, Aavak.
Sorry, what was that about? I was beating up a zombie.
I was just talking about, I was trying to find my bike. And then I found a cotton plant instead. Right, okay, so...
my bike.
Oh, hello. Just going to drop down some more farm plots. There we go. That entire area is now farm plotted. Let's go and find ourselves some seeds. More goldenrod, some aloe vera seeds, sure. Why not, eh? Why not? And I don't have any mushroom spores, so goldenrod it is. That only gives us 3 things to plant. I mean, I could totally plant the coffee, but why would I do such a thing? Does this give me anything? No, it doesn't allow me to make any seeds yet. Living off the land needs a fair bit more work before it'll actually start to yield extra seeds. Or rather, the ability to craft them.
Yeah.
Let's get this on the go. Right, so what are you working at the moment over on the base then, Sheila?
I am currently working on making a ceiling.
Okay. And what does that entail?
That entails like just putting a roof above the corridor.
Wasn't there already one?
Well, yes, there is one that is just made of straight up rock, but I'm reinforcing it with like better rocks.
Right, okay. Because when you said making a ceiling, I wasn't sure what you meant versus upgrading or rather reinforcing the ceiling. I get you now.
Reinforcing the ceiling, I guess, is what.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to pop some odds and sods on the forge to smelt down. Some glass, some lead, that sort of thing. Got a decent amount of brass. I guess we could just go straight ahead and make some more bullet casings. How many bullet casings have we got? We've got 150. What we really need now, then, is actually lead more than anything. And that is something that we don't have a lot of. Unfortunate, that one. We've got loads of food, though, which is nice. It's a nice change, at the very least. Do you need me to bring anything over to you?
No, I'm okay. I'm just reinforcing, as I said.
Okay, so you've got plenty of food, plenty of water?
Plenty of water.
Okay.
Maybe not quite so much food, but I do have my mini bike, so I can come back if
I'll bring some over. It's not a problem at all. I can easily bring you 10 grilled meats.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I imagine that upgrading the horde base is incredibly riveting work. Hence, Shelab's level of distraction. She's probably planning things out. I'm just nattering on in the background and distracting her from her diabolical schemes.
Yes, diabolical schemes of...
Lady Shelab is an avid player of Evil Genius, you see, so I imagine she's trying to work out where she needs to put the giant blowers and then inferno traps, etc., etc. Those poor Happa zombies.
Any of those.
They should,
yeah,
though.
I wish they did.
That would be amazing. Granted, I don't even want to know how much power you would need to be able to run that, but... right.
None.
Got a few
it would just run off the blood of my enemies.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm a little bit too worried to disagree with you. There we go. I'm just setting up a couple of flagstone blocks to be made. The rest of this cobble rock I'll allow to build up. That's going to take a little while. So, do you have some cobble rock over there right now?
I do, yes.
Okay. Have you had a think of the front of the horde base that you want to work on?
I would like to chat with you about that.
Okay.
Come over and we can have a chat together about it. Because I'm not 100% certain about what I want to do yet over there.
Okay. How can I help?
Come over
I'm already here.
and we'll have a good look at it.
You're
here? Wow, you're so fast. Okay. It's that bicycle I made you super fast. So, what is it up here that has caused a problem and how can we fix it? So, say the zombies are coming down from up here. And they're like, hee, I'm a zombie.
Okay.
And then they got caught around there somewhere, didn't they?
Yeah, they literally... Oops, I slid down. They literally stopped on top of a wooden... kind of a lip out of wooden frames that I had constructed. It was where you had the initial torch, if you recall.
Yeah.
I'll just place it down just so that you can see where that was. So it was somewhere... Or actually, I can probably just slip through like that. There we go. It was somewhere around here that existed. Yeah. It may have been one tile up, actually, looking at it. But as a result, they burrowed in and just filled in all of these blocks. So, or rather, excavated all of these blocks. So the first thing we need to do is to fill them all back in. We need to completely refill these cavities. And then we need to make sure that they... flag was fine because flag is exactly the same durability as the rock itself. So it's not an upgrade and it's not a downgrade. But once that's done, the chief design question that we have in front of ourselves is how to prevent that from happening again. I mean, the obvious one is just to remove these frames. But will the zombies still be able to drop in? Because where they've excavated, there is now places where they can just turn in from the mountain, like these little holes in the ground might encourage them to dig a bit. I'm just wondering
if there's a way, like we could, like you say, make rock to fill that back in. The way it was.
I did mention stuff that might be able to be done on the forge, but I'm not the forge person, rock.
Right. So do you want me to go back over to the forge to see if I can make those large rocks and give it a try, see if it will fill in?
I have no idea where you're getting large rock from.
Small rock, was it?
It was small rock, yeah, but I think that is actually... Oh, we've got small stone. Stone rock. Let me type rock in and see if that changes anything.
Yeah.
No, all I see is small stone, and that's what we actually have. So I'm really not certain about that. I have no idea what kind of terrain tile might exist for it. I've not seen any, I guess, that we can make. So unless you're aware of one, then I'm not sure what to say about that.
No, I'm not at all aware of one. I don't know what we could do to fill that back in other than try to just fill it back in with flagstone, I guess.
That's what I was suggesting. I mean, there's destroyed stone that you could make, I guess. Destroyed stone can be crafted quickly to fill a hole, but it's not very stable. I'll craft one and I'll have a look at its characteristics if it has any. Hit points 200, so yeah, this is really not particularly
rubbish.
Useful. I'll place one in here just so that we can see what it looks like, I guess. Dunk. Oh no, that is actually stone. Interesting. Because these have got very different qualities then. This one should have 500, whereas the destroyed stone has 200. So we could use it as cladding, if nothing else, to create a smooth perimeter.
Smooth surface on the top. So we could maybe fill in with flag. And then make the perimeter out of that stuff to try and just...
Yeah, we could clad it in destroyed stone.
Yeah, so I've got 83 flagstone on me. I could try and just jump in here.
Yeah, sure. Would you like me to do that while you're doing the work on the ceiling? Because I don't want to pull you away from your...
Sure.
Your work in
there. You want to take some flagstone then?
Yep,
or some cobblestone rocks to make flagstone with?
Flagstone would be best for me if you've got enough.
Maybe 40?
Yeah, sure.
For now.
I will get busy with doing that, and you can get back to...
I'll make some more flagstone as well. Because we're going to need loads.
We are. Right, so let's just get all of this in. Now, we could, if we particularly wanted to, take the opportunity to make this into... cobblestone, so we'd actually be fortifying the mountain in a way, but I'm not really sold that that's something we need to do. Okay, I'm just going to fill those bits up. And so this used to be what we would do after every horde on the Dappling server, where I had the base in the mountain. In the Lumberjack's hut is where they would undermine at the end of every horde night. We would then head out and try and repair it all and fill it all back in. It was long and tiring job.
Yeah, the ideal is that they don't want to do that.
No. The zombies were very, very good excavators. I often wondered if you could perhaps channel that, but then the reality...
Tame one.
Well,
make it dig holes for you.
Not so much tame them, but just encourage their digging in a very, in like a predictable pattern. so that you could have them do all of the heavy lifting and dig and mine for you. But then I realized, oh wait,
That'd be pretty cool.
they don't gather any of the materials. The materials just go to waste, so that would actually be an awful idea. You would waste a lot of resources that way. This is not quite what you want to do. Right. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm going to have to fill those ones in, it seems.
Did you, you brought me some food, didn't you?
Yep, I've got it on me right now.
You pop up the mountain towards you and you can pass it to me.
Mm-hmm. Here you go.
Lovely stuff. Oh no! Come back!
Oops.
It's fine, I've got it. Did you want any more cobble?
No,
Flagstone, sorry.
That is a bit of an eyesore, but I guess that might do. The main thing is that this will encourage the zombies to drop rather than dig in. I will need some flagstone though, yes.
You just said you didn't need any. Now I came when I started work again.
Sorry,
oh,
sorry, I'm a scallywag.
On my way.
I was paying too much attention to what I was doing.
I'm not listening to actually what I said. Yeah. I do that all the time.
I'm a bad Aavak.
Now, Aavak, you got to be careful because it may roll down the mountain.
Right up.
There's another like 60 odd.
Thank you. I'm trying to get this to fill in the gaps, but I think we may just have to live with it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Dunk. It's not terrible, I suppose, but really, really, really would like that to fill in. On the plus side, since the gaps that I'm filling in on the outside are dirt, not stone, in a way, this is actually reinforcing the area rather than strictly repairing it. But it's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy repair. Put down there. This is not exactly as I would like it, but it isn't terrible either.
You're gonna, yeah, really
generally
struggle to get it exactly
moving
back to
the
how
zombies
it was.
in the right direction. Yeah, basically, I need to be a little bit more. I need to use these blocks internally a little bit more. There we go. Let's get that all the way out. Okay, well, it's not awful. Again, it's not amazing either, but it does the job to some degree.
Yeah.
Put that one in there. Right, what I'm thinking is the best way to dissuade the zombies from dropping in here, unwelcomed like, would be to shear off more of the cliff face so that this entrance corridor is really the only place the zombies have to go. And there's nothing for them to dig into at the top.
Okay, I can certainly help with that.
And I think the best way to do that... Now, again, this is really your project, so I don't want to step in and start making changes to what you've decided on. But I think if we have some sort of lip that forces the zombies to approach and then just slide downwards, like something that they're going to find difficult
I can have a look at what you're talking about.
To stand on. So we would want a wedge and then a wedge tip. Like so. Just causing them to fall down from that point.
Yeah, so they would slide.
Which means I do.
You made a zombie slide.
Hopefully they enjoy it. Something like that.
Yeah.
So they would arrive at the top and then
dig the mountain down a bit.
Yeah, hopefully they would see this as still a path and they would still fall on down. But it's a little bit... I'm uncertain about it. Still uncertain that this will be in the right spot. Maybe I should push it back one. I'm not sure. Mostly because of the... Like, you can't climb up that, but you can slide down it, which is what we need.
Yeah.
But once they stand here, would they be inclined to dig back? I don't know. I would hope not, but I can't be certain of it. So it's your call on that one. I'm going to continue filling in the holes that they've made. But you let me know what you'd like us to do with regard to that.
Yeah. Tough call. Really tough call.
Well, do you have any alternate ideas that you want to suggest?
No, I don't really know
What?
how they're going to behave, you know?
Well, that's what we're
Like you say, you
both
don't know.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of just making an educated guess.
I am
and
happy
hoping for the
to
best.
try this one.
Okay. Well, I'll set that one up then along the line here, but it is going to involve a bit more digging.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
What digging do we need to do? So we need to make it like sheer. This is sheer drop, basically.
Yeah, just so that the entrance is the only place that they could go from here. So it's basically just taking this part just back a ways, just so that they see this as the best possible path to take. That once they slide down from further up the mountain, they're basically on the ground floor and will choose to go down the alley that we've set up rather than anything else.
Okay, cool. Are you happy just to do that for a little bit? Do we need to do digging on this other side? Because that's already
I would prefer you to make the call on that, because I already feel that I'm possibly treading into the territory of taking over the base defense, and I want that to be
it's just
more
because
your
you've
thing.
already started, you know, this little bit here, and I'm just sort of wondering what your thinking is on it. I'm trying to. So
Sheila,
if the
this is why
zombies-
I want you to make the decisions.
I know if
You
the zombies come
scallywag.
down here, then I'm hoping they would just run down there, or just fall down.
No, you make the call, and I will do the
So
manual labor of
I'm
building whatever you decide needs to be built.
I'm thinking on this side. I think it probably would be okay. There is a path going down, so I think it would be okay to leave it like it is.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think if they would get like stuck anywhere. So if they got stuck there, then they've still got a path down.
All right. One thing to bear in mind is the flagstone blocks are no stronger, no denser than the stone was.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're landing on something they can stand levelly on, why would they do something different than what they did last time, which was simply burrow through the rocks?
Mm-hmm.
That would is the main question to ask yourself at this point.
Yeah.
You have to change something in the formula, otherwise there's no reason to expect any kind of different behavior.
Okay, well we could upgrade these slopes. Absolutely.
However you want this readjusted, just let me know, and I will crack on with building. My flagstone...
Yeah, so if we have these slopes, these flagstone slopes,
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to be sort of landing on, if we have them upgraded to like flat cobblestone,
Mm-hmm.
so that the zombies are not tempted to dig through those, then that might be quite good.
Okay. So what's your reasoning on them not being tempted to dig through it?
Well, the ceiling I'm building will be made out of cobblestone, so that's going to be even more tough for them to get through.
Right,
so
yeah.
Hopefully that'll let their pathing know that it's a bit difficult, and they might be like, "Oh, I'll just."
So you're increasing
easier
the
to walk down.
expense of trying to dig through. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
So that's the point of the ceiling I'm building.
Yep. Because what happened last time is if you can see from where I'm stood right now, do you see the where the frame is, where the wooden frames are?
Yeah.
And how that creates kind of a little box. If something falls down between the two kind of wedged areas, the stone wedged areas, and just lands on the frames,
Yeah.
It has nowhere to go other than a fall, which it probably, in terms of the pathing cost, is quite high. Or tunneling through the rock.
Yeah, it would be nice to have
So
that
once these are
design you've
gone,
got there. Oh,
it
yeah,
has nothing. So is that what you're aiming for?
Yes. So they would fall, or they would use a ramp down either side.
I'll use that to reinforce those the wall a little bit to try and create a surface that they're not likely going to be able to dig through. But with a mind to trying to prevent them from wanting to dig into it anyway. So probably going to just replace the dirt in front of me with flagstone. And at some point we can then reinforce that perhaps.
You could even keep that there and just take that slopey thing the whole way across.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can do that instead.
I'll get on to that really good. Just gonna eat some stuff. Oh, and join your party as well.
Hooray! I have friends!
Yay!
I knew this day would eventually happen. There we go.
It's hard being the designer.
Yes, it is. It is, indeed.
Yes. Now you know what it's like to be me. Shelab.
No. Though I will confess to our viewers that Shelab has been lamenting the cost of having to take so many intelligence points and
then you're
what
like,
she's not
also
being,
welcome to my world.
Yeah, what she hasn't been able to purchase instead of intelligence points as a result.
I'm really good at hitting people with stun batons now, though, especially now I've got better armor on.
Yeah, no, I definitely. In Alpha 18, the fact that intelligence has a weapon class is fantastic. But in the last one,
so probably
going
some points into my stun baton.
Full intelligence really did mean that you didn't have much in the way of combat effectiveness.
You couldn't fight, yeah.
It was kind of sucky, I'm going to be honest. Right, okay, so that's upgraded a bit. Now, it really doesn't sit well with me, the way that the landscape around it looks. I would love it if this destroyed... If I could shape the destroyed blocks at all. That would be so good. But I don't think I can easily. Although that has added a fair bit to its shape. Maybe. Nah, that looks a little bit wonky. Though, the mountain is getting treacherous to climb. Oh. Aha. Maybe... maybe not, no. We might just have to live with this part and hope for the best. That's enough of a slope. Honestly, perhaps if we were to move this part of the base at a different time, or if we were to design something like this again, then maybe we could dig it a bit deeper and not quite as close to the edge of the mountain, because we're having to kind of deal with, although it's not quite as simple of a geometric shape as I'm about to describe it as, but we're having to deal with two separate planes meeting along an edge, and that's causing a bit of trouble. If we'd approach the mountain from a more head-on perspective, like much more in the center, and only have to deal with one plane, that might have been a little bit easy to build around. I'm really not certain about the way that we've got a lot of stone jutting up there, but hopefully
do you want to move, like, before we do any more, like, labor on this, do you want to move where the horde base is?
Not my choice.
Start again, or... Man.
Nice try, Shelab. Right, let's get in here and pop away these rocks. Don't need them. Well, actually, I suppose I could keep them on me since it is almost nighttime. And I think we can spend the rest of the night helping Shelab with redesigning the forward base. Do we have anything more that I can add in there? Do we have any lead items? Yes, we do, actually. Really want to get a good bit of lead. I may have to head out and hit some of the lead nodes that I've seen around, so that we've got enough for more bullet tips.
Yeah.
Definitely feel that's going to be necessary. On that note, do we have much coal? Let me have a look. We do. And we've got a bit of nitrate as well. So let's have a look in here. Gunpowder. Pretty cheap recipe, it seems. So I'll add all of that in there. There we go, 134. Nice. Take us 6 minutes. 6 minutes and 42, so I need one extra piece of wood. There we go. Pop. We'll make a bunch of extra gunpowder as well. Marvellous. I'll wait for the last little bit of red tea to be made, then I'll bring you a stack of red tea as well to keep you going, Shelab.
Thank you.
You're very
See, I was
welcome.
wondering, right, if we did like a corridor style horde base, but not burrowed into a mountain or anything.
Yeah.
But it was like a pyramid, and it had like 4 corridors going out from the center.
Okay, so you'd kind of be in the vault room. That would be your where the defenders would defend from.
Mm-hmm. In the middle, yeah. And then they could come in from any direction, but they could also run freely over the top of the base.
Okay.
So they would not be tempted to burrow in.
What is that zombie doing? I have no idea.
Do you think that's a good idea?
It could be. I mean, you'd give them an access point. You wouldn't even need to make it a pyramid, realistically. Because the only reason why we're having to be as concerned about the ceiling with this design as we are is because it's a mountain. They can spawn on top.
Yeah.
But if you were inside a player-built structure, they're not going to spawn on top of that.
Could just have slopes going up onto the roof, and they could just run over the roof, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have...
Because a lot of the reasons they dig
full
into these
hammer.
corridor designs is that they're square.
I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this cobblestone all the way up to, or rather flagstone all the way up to cobblestone along the entrance. But yeah, I definitely think that knowing what design you're aiming for now, in the future, if we were to build another base like this, not only, you know, the question of possibly a more suitable location, but I think that we'd be able to fortify the front a lot better, and definitely I've learned something with regard to that wooden lip. It seems so much of a nothing feature.
Seems such an innocent thing, yeah. Like, it's like,
but I'm
just
fairly certain that was a
there.
big part of the reason why the zombies ended up burrowing in. There we go. Now, obviously, if this was upgraded all the way to concrete, that would, again, dissuade zombies from attempting to burrow through, because that is quite an expensive material to try and dig through. There's my bike gone. I bet my bike has gone all the way down here, hasn't it? Yes, it has.
Is it rolled away again?
Yeah.
I made you a very disobedient bike, didn't I?
Either that or I walked over. Yeah, I did. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
Trying to blame it on the bike.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, though, would it? Come on now.
Well,
The bike has trained me to expect the worst from it.
I suppose.
Right, there we go. So, entrance is sorted. Got a couple of holes around here. We should really get on to making a bucket, actually, so that we can start filling all of this in. In fact, I can start working on digging the trench that's going to be needed for that. Do we have enough iron in the forge? I'm not sure at this point.
We may well do.
Wow, Shelab is crazy fast with that thing. We need to get some forged iron over here. So I am actually going to run back. Before I go,
my mini bike if you want.
Sure, but here's some red tea for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Got to keep up your strength. I'm just throwing caution to the wind.
To reinforce our our sort of room there as well.
Yeah. Well, we also, before the next horde, kind of want to have the fallback position defined, if nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, finally.
Let's have some red tea.
Over 100 stamina. Oh, this is the happiest of days. It has taken me so much food to get here, though. Yikes. Going to need to hopefully hit some more animals tomorrow. Though ultimately, Shelab's going to be the best one for hunting, considering that she's focusing on perception.
Yeah. Did you kill that zombie outside?
No. I wasn't fighting any zombies.
Oh, the spikes did it.
I see.
Oh, and she dropped a loot bag.
Oh,
Free loot!
that's actually double good. Yeah, those spikes are a lot more bitey than I seem to recall.
Oh, beer, cat food, a large beef ration, and some vitamins.
Very nice.
Don't mind if I do for a free little drop there. Wonderful.
Forged iron on here. Bucket. There we go. Probably get a couple of these, I suppose. Couple of buckets. Because we're going to need to move a lot. Although, strictly speaking, you'd only need 2. If you had 4, you're guaranteed to be able to create a pool that you can then refill more buckets. And you can start using kind of like glitchy mechanics to have an infinite water source.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll go ahead and we'll make 4 buckets, I think. On that note, I will also make you a... do you want any new tools? Or have you got all steel and iron tools already?
I've got all steel and iron pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
but,
no problems then. Do we have enough glue? Or
steel
any glue? Yes.
pickaxe and fire axe and an iron shovel.
Excellent. There we go. Right, well, I'm going to make myself another iron fire axe because it'll do more damage than this one does, and thus it'll mine a bit faster.
Yeah.
I wonder what our current iron axes do compared to my steel axe. No, my steel axe is significantly more capable than my current iron axes. Pickaxes, that is. Oh well. Neither of my level 1 pistols are really anything to be particularly concerned over. Okay. So all that remains now for me to get a lot more bullets would be the lead, I would say. I've got a decent chunk of gunpowder from the chemistry station. Do you want me to make any more bullets, or are you doing okay with those so far?
My bullets, I currently have 280.
I'll make another 22 for you.
Yeah, just get me up to around 300 and keep me there.
There we go. And then we're going to need iron for the remainder. I've got 1 bucket so far. Just drop some of these things off. My inventory is such a mess. Oh, my lord. It has gone very,
That's
very
like my
messy.
life.
Oh, poor Shelab. Wow. Right, I'm going to make an iron shovel of level 2, hopefully. I could make a claw hammer as well. Not strictly certain it's necessary, really. You've got the
You do have a
nail gun, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessary to make a claw hammer right now, at least.
We'll probably find one at some point.
Yeah, more than likely. So I'm going to drop off half the forged iron and the duct tape and the leather. I'm going to bring some forged iron over, though, so that I can... Oh, actually... No, I will make the claw hammer, and the reason why I'll make the claw hammer is because then I can get rid of the stone axe. I know it's an inexpensive tool, but generally speaking, I think it'll probably be better for me to have... Oh, I was making a shovel. I should be making a fire axe, not a shovel. There we go. I think, generally speaking, it'll be better to have some modern tools, so the iron tools, now that they're relatively cheap for us to make. I don't see much reason for us to be rolling around with the stone versions. Right. Okay, I'm going to be heading on my way back now. I think I have more or less everything I need. Oh, well, there's one more minute, and I can grab the next bucket. Then I can head to the pool and fill all 4 of them up with water. So we can actually start on the water trench, I guess.
Yes. Well, I've managed to get that, that side where they were digging in our kind of shooting gallery.
Mm-hmm.
I've managed to get that all pretty much cobbled.
Oh, fantastic.
So...
Wonderful news.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the edge wall there as well, just in case they decide to come straight through the mountain somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll work on the other side, and then we'll work on the back and the ceiling, and then we'll start digging back.
Right, yeah.
It's not a bad day's work, actually. I managed to get the whole of the corridor ceilinged.
Mm-hmm.
And all of this one side here of the... whatever you want to call it. Shooting gallery.
I'm on my way back now. It's pleasantly bright outside, so I shouldn't have too much trouble seeing any zombies on my way over to the watering hole.
It's a full moon.
Yeah. On that note,
when I used to have my little motorbike, it used to actually make it... the headlights were so pathetic on it, it used to actually make a difference whether it was moonlight or not.
That actually sounds quite quaint, though. Not gonna lie.
Quaint, but dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see if I
was like, oh, thank goodness, there's a car behind me, I can see.
Hello. Why am I not... Oh, right, I was aiming. That was annoying. Well, drat. Hello, spider. Take it down. Have I got anything else heading toward me? Couple of zombies over by you right now, Shelab. Unfortunately, I was not very good at dealing with these ones.
Don't worry too much about any that are by me unless they're going to cause you an issue, because I'm locked away in the shooting room, so they'll get hit on the spikes before they get to me, and if they do get to me, I'm
that's cool.
Well protected.
Well, that should be fine then.
That's why you do the corridor in the day.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I may have to use my gun a little bit more, though. Though, if I'm very lucky, maybe not. I think I drew its attention, but did not hit it. There we go. Okay, here we go. Come on then, you. There we are. And down you go. And please stay down forever. There we are. But he was getting back up. That would have been terrifying. And let's get all of these buckets filled.
We'll need to dig into the floor a little bit, won't we? And get some half blocks down and things to...
Ah, you're going to go with a half block area, are you?
I think so.
That's actually pretty cool.
Because we want them at a certain height, don't we? And
yeah. I believe it does affect them.
Yeah, that's what I've read works the best with
There we go.
those water slowing down things.
Yeah, because I think the water has to be too high to slow them. One high water doesn't. But if you use half blocks, you can kind of... Because a half block is considered a full block in the terms of placing other blocks. So if you put water on top of a half block, there'll be half a block of solid matter, half a block of air, then a full block of water. However, the zombies will step straight through the water and into and onto the half block rather. I can't actually find the way in. Did I go straight past it, really? I am lost. How embarrassing. I think I'm actually way... Oh, there we are. It's behind that tree. That tree is constantly doing me a mischief.
Constantly in the way.
There are enough zombies out here that I can't afford to be too brazen about coming in. Hello? Oops. Never remember to cock another arrow. Oh, straight away, and she's down. Perfect. Alright, that should be fine then. But, yeah, because of the way that the half-block mechanics work, it seems that if a zombie is stood in the water, their feet are on the physical half-block. Even if, in terms of the block itself, it's considered a full block, it will act like a half block for the purpose of the zombie standing on it. So it will be like a block and a half deep in the water. The water will be at its like chest level. And I think that's where it starts to slow them down. It's a bit of an interesting system. Very glitchy. But oh well. Let me go ahead and repair that. There we go. Actually, I can upgrade it a little bit further. There we are. I'll upgrade both doors to the reinforced versions. Oh, I don't quite have enough forge time for the last one. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Oh well. Now then. What would you like me to work on in here then, Shelab? I've got a pick.
Well, you could just actually start going backwards then. In line with the corridor. Make another corridor here.
Oh, sure. I will get to work on that straight away. There we go.
And that will basically be our fallback then. So if they get through these iron bars and through all of here, we can run back to a fallback position.
Makes sense.
So that's what you're starting making. And that, I think, could be really good for things like demolishers. If they happen to blow up the first position,
yeah,
they have a secondary position.
Because I have no experience with demolishers. I don't know, other than the raw statistics of the creature. A demolisher does like 5,000 damage to in a 5-block radius. So very few, like what I would consider low tier blocks. So cobblestone, flagstone, wood, that sort of stuff will stand up to a single demolisher blast. Once you start getting into concrete, if you've got reinforced concrete, it'll stand up to 2, but only 2, which is actually kind of terrifying.
I know, because imagine if you had like 10 of them. It's just like, bye-bye, base.
Well, we would certainly hope not to have 10 of them at once, but yeah, I guess you're right. Can't guarantee
like
that.
horde-night, 36 or something.
Yeah.
Game stage 4 million.
But I very much doubt we're going to be at game stage 4 million. Especially considering how...
There's a slight exaggeration there, but you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, but I was actually going to draw attention to the fact that game stage genuinely does seem to be going up slower right now than it used to. Which is an interesting one. I'll have to use that bandage to restore my stamina fully, and then eat
Might
a
have to
bit
go
of food.
dig a hole tomorrow.
How do you mean?
To get dirt, clay.
Right. I've got 314 on me if you'd like it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing, actually. Thank you.
Here you go. Was it just to repair these blocks? Possible to fortify them. Actually, I can work a little bit over here and just replace this with cobblestone as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything in the ceiling, any of the walls, you know, all
Sure.
just needs to be
Happy to help.
replaced, upgraded.
Nothing else getting this little part fortified will give us, as you said, just slightly better odds of the zombies not trying to burrow over to us, but also it'll just look
Yeah,
nicer.
exactly. Yeah, it does. It looks so nice. It's like, oh.
It looks quite a lot better than it did before, if nothing else. There we go. Right. Continuing on with the digging. Is that properly in line? Yes, yes it is. There we go. Are you drinking the red tea, by the way?
Yeah, I have been.
Cool. If we keep that efficient digestion buff up, then
Yeah.
it'll cause our food to stretch a lot further. Which is an important one in my opinion. Although we got a lot of meat from your last hunting expedition.
Yeah. We don't know when there's more coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And if we're spending all day in the horde base, then it's not going to last very long, is it?
No.
Oh, it's the end.
Yep. But that's why you get hungrier, by the way.
There. Ceiling there.
Yeah.
Filled all that in. Aavak started on a tunnel. So we're going to clad all the rest of this in rocks and stone.
Should be fine, and then fall back a bit further and much the same again, I guess. Now take us into the middle of the mountain at that point. It should be more than enough, even a couple of demolishers.
And then eventually we're going to want like an escape route, but it's going to need to be long enough that they don't think they can get in that way. So.
Yeah, the important thing with an escape route is to make sure that it's so that it leads so far away that no zombie that spawns to try and get to us will ever consider it a viable path. Whether to go to the beginning and like dig in through the hatch or whatever, or to just simply dig down into the tunnel and then come along. We've got to make sure that that is the case. But that's where we're going to have to wrap up today's episode. I really do hope you've all enjoyed and will be joining us for the next. We've got a plan now for the horde base. So with that already, for a large part already implemented, I think tomorrow probably going to go for a bit of questing. Yeah.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. But until next time, and as always, do take care, everyone.
And keep being awesome.